Last time, we were rescued on our 10-day raft adventure by Odie, who runs the Hiker Yearbook. In this video, we'll get back on trail, hit up the roller coaster, and do the 4-state challenge. After giving themselves mohawks on the raft, the boys were finally saying goodbye to the electric razor. So, they decided to do little AT symbols in their leg hair.
Good. You're literally shaving his skin off. I know it hurts.
After walking just a short bit, we hit a famous trail photo op, the beginning of the roller coaster.
Woo, on the way down. Roller coaster. Oh, yeah.
After that, we had finally hiked 1,000 miles. Well, some of it was in a raft.
0. It's a video. Boom, 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 boom. 1,000.
We heard some really cool things about Bear's Den Hostel, a stone lodge built in the 1930s right on the trail. We stayed the night and hung out with this old chonker. The 4th of July was tomorrow, and I think everyone was getting a bit homesick. Moss and Toasty had already left trail for a couple days to spend time with their families, and Popeye decided to buy a last-minute flight to head home. We had finally dwindled down to just myself, Sock Monkey, and Lightweight. We were also just 10 miles short of Harpers Ferry, but we weren't sure if we wanted to head into town. We definitely wouldn't be able to get a room at a hostel because they'd be so packed, and we weren't sure if the campsites nearby were worth it. We hiked in the next morning and were reunited with the same river that tortured us for 10 days. Alright, now let's talk about the 4-state challenge. Technically, it had already started. It starts a few miles back from Harpers Ferry, but it's complicated to just start in the middle of the day. You have to hike 44 miles straight. For that reason, plus the fact that all of our friends were on a brief vacation, we weren't in any rush. We decided to spend the day exploring Harpers Ferry and then get dropped off the next morning at the Virginia-West Virginia border. Basically, we'd be re-hiking the 4 miles before Harpers Ferry. Harpers Ferry is recognized as the halfway point on the trail, so thru-hikers stop to get their pictures taken and sign their names in a book.
And when I get them printed, I'm going to bring them out here.
You can see all of the past thru-hikers and figure out whether some of your friends are in front of you or behind you. We even found our doppelgangers in here. I don't even know which one is us. Alright, back to the 4-state challenge. So why are we at a rental car place? Well, I had been talking about doing the 4-state challenge for a while, and I really wanted to. But Sock Monkey was not on board. We talked about it, and we figured out that the best solution was for him to get a car to support us. That way he could meet us at every crossing, about 8 to 10 miles, bring us awesome things like pizza and drinks, and Lightweight and I would do the challenge together. If you can't tell, he was really excited about this. In this challenge, you're supposed to hike 24 hours straight into the night, so we stocked up on a bunch of energy drinks. The AWOL guide and the Guthook's location tracker disagree about where the border between West Virginia and Virginia are, so we decided to play it safe and hiked back another 1.5 miles to the farther border, which was the Guthook's border. We had already explored Harpers Ferry and gotten our pictures taken, so that meant we could cruise right by it without feeling like we missed anything. While we were in Harpers Ferry, we ran into Square Knot, who had been behind us for a little while. He had already started his day and put in 10 miles, and he still needed to get his picture taken. But he decided that he wanted to do the 4-state challenge with us too. He gave his backpack to Sock Monkey and started to slack pack to try and catch up to us. So far, the challenge seemed pretty easy. We were doing over 3 miles an hour, and it was pretty smooth terrain. We were wondering why everyone was saying it was so difficult, but we'll figure it out soon enough. About 20 miles in, there was a great surprise. A campsite with free showers. We decided to take a break and took a random shower in the middle of our challenge.
It's going to be done in 4 or 5 days, and you guys are doing it in 1. You guys are doing it in one.
Outside of the bathroom, there's a sign saying that Maryland can be done in a 4 or 5 day backpacking trip, and we were doing it in one, plus an extra 4 miles. We're a bunch of nut jobs, although we did get to slack pack and take Chick-fil-A breaks, so there was a bright side. Chick-fil-A was a half hour away, but when you need it, you need it. This gave Square Knot a chance to catch up to us, that way we could all do the night hiking together. A lot of creepy crawlies come out at night, and they're pretty difficult to see. Square Knot practically stepped on this baby rattlesnake. Sometimes the ground looked like it was glowing, but it was really just a bunch of spider eyes, and they were getting pretty big. We also saw this really cool Luna moth, which only lives for about a week and apparently signifies a quest for truth and knowledge. After 30 miles, I definitely hit a wall. I think everyone did. It was like a mixture of exhaustion and sleep deprivation slapped us in the face. It was definitely a very sudden and instant decline. Maybe it was the Chick-fil-A, or maybe we were running out of adrenaline.
12 miles left. Burgers, guacamole.
What's up? No, it's one. We only had 8 miles left, but when we hit Sock Monkey at the next road crossing, we decided to take a little nap. We were really sleep deprived though, and we mostly just started fighting because some people wouldn't stop talking and other people wanted to sleep. If you're doing the challenge, honestly, just try and push through. Taking a nap is not worth it. I had gotten small heat rashes before, but when I woke up from this nap, every single inch of my body was absolutely covered in swollen, hot heat rashes. I even got some blisters in some parts. The heat rash kinda sucked, but mostly my feet just hurt.
Standing there.
If I had to choose between reliving those last 4 miles or going back and hiking the first 30, I would go back and hike the first 30. I had never felt like this in my entire life. My body was stuck on one speed and one speed only. It was one foot after the other and feeling like complete death. I couldn't pick up my energy and I couldn't sit down. I just kind of wandered like a zombie. It's just gonna be a slow wobble of a video. When we finally reached the end of the challenge, I was just wobbling back and forth and it didn't even have the energy to celebrate. Square Knot, meanwhile, was just flicking off the sign. We did it.
First 30.
You guys did it!
Don't be like that.
High five! Wait, how you feeling, buddy? I'm feeling good. High fives all around!
We got McDonald's in a comfy hotel room, but I still just could not fall asleep.
You know, if you drank like half a bottle of wine, you could probably pass out.
Ooh. You sure that's a heat rash?
That's what they said. Little did I know, the heat rash from this challenge was going to come back and haunt me for months. Plus, my feet were just peeling off in chunks. I definitely should have bought new shoes before starting this. Lesson learned. Believe it or not, after a good nap, we had pretty much bounced back. We could have gone back to trail to start hiking, but we decided to take the day off to explore the really neat town nearby.
The car's coming.
Why are you videoing this? Why?
They are really good.
Where have the nuts at?
Go right there. The third shelf down.
These sold the nuts.
This was also our final and heartfelt goodbye to Lightweight. He was on a really strict time schedule because he was starting college, which meant that he couldn't do the whole trail to start with. He was going to skip about 500 miles and jump up to the Whites. As he left, it just started pouring out of nowhere, like a textbook romantic goodbye.
Oh, sorry, Lightweight. I'll see you guys. Let me do a quick snare check. We'll see each other eventually.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
You should fly to Florida to DC. Far out, man. Oh, come on. Love you, Gavin.
Bye!
Bye, guys.
Someone play sad music.